What is good, Tesla family? It's Ray J back with another video. And in this, I want to break down some very important tweets that came out from the man, the myth, the legend himself, Elon Musk. He's been talking about the next FSD update, not to mention his view on the next shareholder vote. So I want to talk about what Musk just said and also what's going on with the trust for Tesla Spy and the others. But let me first mention that I am not a financial planner. Make sure you take nothing I say as financial advice. And also, if you guys can, please check out the Weeble link, which is down below and in the description. If you sign up for Weeble and deposit $500, you guarantee 20 free stocks. The offer ends very soon. So Tesla and SPY have been stuck within a range, and we've been kind of stuck for pretty much the entire day as we predicted. But the question is, what's happening with other pieces of news? Just as a quick reminder, at 11:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, we have the 4-week and 8-week bill auctions coming out. So we'll see what this causes for volatility. On top of this, we have something else that came out. The shareholders have very, very different views of Tesla and Elon Musk. Some people are like so in favor of Musk's pay package, others are completely against it. And I just want to say that I saw a very interesting view that Musk agrees with. So basically, Ron Barron, I think he was on CNBC, he basically put it quite nicely. He said that you're not voting on whether Elon Musk should be given his compensation package. You're voting on whether to renege on a deal where he held up his side. So why would you want to do that on a deal with your MVP? So you got to think about that. Musk replied with exactly, and then whole Mars Catalog replied, if shareholders vote no, it would call into questions Tesla's ability to compensate any officers in the future. So that's actually something important. Some people just believe that the extent to which Musk wants to be compensated is too much, but you have to think about something very important. So here's the thing. Firstly, Elon Musk held his end of the bargain. This was actually agreed upon by shareholders in the past, the whole compensation plan, and now they're going to basically revote on whether or not this will continue due to a lot of contingencies and a lot of disruptions in the overall view of that. So that's very important. In my personal opinion, I think that Elon Musk is a gem. I know that people have different views of him. They think he's like too he's very, very controversial and such. Sure, it's understandable, but you have to understand that he's a master of helping to build Tesla. He's helping to, form this vision with AI in ways you haven't seen before for a car company. And on top of that, he's very good at finding the right people and putting a very, very good team together. That's the very important thing about Elon Musk. And I personally believe that his contributions are so important because of not just what he has done, but what he's going to do as he continues into, Tesla. So as a CEO, you basically want him to have an incentive to stay in the company. I think that's very important, and I think that, in my personal opinion, he deserves what he was entitled to. This is what shareholders did agree upon earlier on. So we will see how that goes. And I also want to call out the fact that Musk is going to help create generational wealth for so many people, millions upon millions of people. You have to think about that. Is it all him? No, it's the entire Tesla team, but he's the main guy that's pulling the strings. You have to think about that. So with all these shareholders, hundreds of billions, if not trillions of dollars in valuation will be added to Tesla over the next few years, trillions and trillions of dollars. There's going to be insane growth. So I do believe that Musk is, he does deserve the pay package because $56 billion will be nothing compared to how much Tesla's worth in a decade to come. And I think that gives him some of the biggest incentives. Now, when it comes to the next FSD update, there's a lot of talk about the next FSD version. Musk actually said this from his Twitter page just yesterday. He basically mentioned that the FSD 12.4.1 releases today to Tesla employees. If that goes well, then it will be released to a limited number of external customers this weekend. There are a massive number of changes to this build. It should be arguably called like version 13, but they're sticking to 12, which is kind of funny. The two other versions in the earlier stages of testing are 12.5 and 12.6, which should be called versions 14 and 15. He's saying that we are starting to get to the point where once known bugs are fixed, it will take over a year of driving to get even one intervention. So please note that he isn't saying that that the next FSD update will drive a year between intervention. He's saying that we're actually getting to a point where once the known bugs are fixed, they will get to that point. So that's actually a big difference. He's not saying that this update right here, that's version 12.4 is going to be the one that causes this. So this is actually kind of taken out of context. But I just wanted to call out that it still at the same time he did say other things which they are talking about, which are true. So, for example, right here, Musk is hyped up and he's saying that basically, they're basically improving the steering wheel nag and it's going to be able to drive about 5 to 10 times more miles per intervention. That is actually true, which Musk has said. He's also saying that for the later phases, they're getting closer to being able to allow drivers to drive for over a year without one intervention. So, very, very cool stuff. Big developments are coming. I still think that this is very, very bullish either way, regardless of how you try to interpret this. It is bullish news for Tesla nonetheless. So what do I see for the share price? What do I think is going to happen? Honestly, guys, it's the same old stuff for Tesla. We're still waiting for this thing to make a big move. We're just range bound right now. We have resistance around this 180 area, and then we have supports all the way down to 173. That range, that's where the range is. Now let me just note that for Tesla right now, Tesla's kind of in this range right here where we basically have this resistance around 175 as resistance. And we have support around this 173 area. If we lose this, there's going to be a bigger dip closer to the lower 170s. And we also happen to have a head and shoulders like structure that's kind of like eminence right over here. So this head and shoulders does kind of favor the downside, especially because we form these wicks here. So I do want to notice that Tesla is showing some weakness. There is weakness on the chart, but there's no sign of us breaking down yet. We're just waiting to see if we lose structure. We haven't really done that, so we're just waiting. For SPY, it's the same thing essentially. SPY is also stuck in a range. All day it's just been trading sideways. Let me pull up the 1 hour time frame to show you guys this. We were basically stuck between resistance around 535, support at 534, and we're going back and forth all day today. That's all it's been doing. So we will see which way it breaks. Lose 534, we're going to dip all the way down to 533.39, then 532.5. Break past 535, we're going to be pushing all the way up to 536. We're range bound and there is a risk of some downside. For Nvda has resistance at 1250. We have support currently at 1200 and also at 1185. If we lose that, there's going to be a bigger dip coming all the way down to about 1164. But overall, we're just kind of range bound on Nvidia. There's a little bit of a dip coming. If we lose 1185, there's going to be a bigger drop coming to Nvidia. So just be a little bit careful with this, as this thing did reach our target of 1250. And we saw another bearish divergence right over here that formed before it started to come down. So there is a risk of more downside. We have a range right now. It's kind of stuck in between this 1180 area and about 1200 for now, but there is a risk of downside for the later term. For other factors, we also have the QQQ. QQQ is now kind of stuck between supply and demand. We have resistance currently at this 465 area, and we have support all the way down here around 462.5. In my personal opinion, the QQQ could actually dip a little bit once again towards the 462, so just continue to shuffle. We're going to likely continue to trade sideways, but then we could dip just a little bit more, and we'll see how things go moving forward. For Aapl, we did push all the way up to about 196. Now we're just trading sideways. If we lose 195.59, we'll be dipping all the way down to 195. Otherwise, it's just boring, sideways, choppy, range-bound price action. For other tickers, we also have, let's just double check some of these. We have the IWM Russell 2000 trading sideways as well. We went all the way up to our target of 205. I mentioned to you all if we broke through this, we would go even higher towards 206. We came short of that, and now we're coming back down, just trading sideways between 204 and 205. May continue to do so. If we lose the 204s, then we could dip lower, but we're kind of stuck for now. Coinbase is bullish. It's still holding up very, very well alongside many others in the crypto space, as Bitcoin's still holding up. So 258 was our target. If we remain bullish and held above 250, that's where we're basically going to. But now watch resistance around this 258 to 260 area. If we lose this support, if we kind of reject here, we'll be dipping back down towards 253. And we have resistance around 258 to 260, so we'll see how things go. For a few more, I just wanted to call out, let's just double check, just 2 or 3 more. Amazon's pushing all the way up to about 184, looking more bullish, outperforming the market. So I do see some more upside. I think we're going to be testing this high up here. So it could go a little higher. I'm going to be looking at this 184 area. It might shuffle up here for now. We'll see how things go from there. I think that Meta is also holding up. I think it's going to get very close to 500, but we'll have to watch to see if we get a rejection off 500 or not. If we do get that rejection, we'll be dipping down to 491. If we hold that, then we could push a little higher. But overall, we're still holding up very well. For GameStop is also pushing up very, very nicely. We have this resistance currently where these wicks happen to be. So you're going to be looking for 34 to be tested, eventually 35. We're looking a little bit more bullish. AMC is showing a little bit of weakness, just kind of shuffling right now. Watch resistance around 5.15, and we have support 5.01. So we're still stuck, not really doing a whole lot. Anyways, guys, that is pretty much it for the video. I went over the majority of tickers and just know all the news I said about Tesla. I do appreciate Elon Musk and all of you guys as well, so I wish the best for everyone. I also want to appreciate every single Tesla employee for all their contributions, everyone that's involved in the Tesla team. You guys are incredible. So thank you all for listening. Have a great day, and I'll see you guys very soon on the next one. Thank you, and peace out.